It's good Shabbos time.
It's good to be
standing free,
Standing free.
brothers and sisters, as we walk across the sea. Good to be standing tall and free together, one big family.
Hine mato, umanayi, shevet achikam.
גם יחד
Hine mato,
מה נעים שבת אחים גם יחד ומה נעים
שבת אחים גם יחד,
גם יחד
הנה מתוק,
ומה נעים שבת אחים גם יחד
I would like to invite you all to come over here, join, be part of the congregation. Come on, come over here. Come over here. We can all sit close. As we give you an opportunity to participate. You didn't participate that much. One of the things that's wrong in contemporary Judaism is that people wait for somebody to do services to them, prayer to them. Even the prayer leader in Orthodoxy, it's the Shliach Tzibur, they do it. And that goes against everything that I understand Judaism to be, because Judaism is a participatory experience. Prayer cannot be given to you from the outside. Prayer has to come from the inside. So, you know that group back there, you guys, y'all? You got to participate in order to have an experience. And we believe that everybody can have an experience here at Beit Shuvah, so we're going to give you another opportunity with Bim Bam.
Shabbat Shalom. 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 Bim bam. Bim 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 bam. Bim bim bam.
Rabbi Heschel did a series of lectures at Stanford University, and he turned it into a book called Who is Man? So this piece, actually we did it in the in my tshuva group today. What is involved in authentic living is not only an intuition of meaning, but a sensitivity to demand. Not a purpose, but an expectation. Sensitivity to demands is as inherent in being human as physiological functions are in human being. Is there a... you want me to switch to the mic? It hurts Harriet's ears, so I want to... A person is one of whom demands can be made, who has the capacity to respond to what's required, not only to satisfy their needs and desires. Only a human being is said to be responsible. Responsibility is not something that humans impute to themselves. We are a self by virtue of our capacity for responsibility. We would cease to be a self if we were to be deprived of responsibility. The qualities that constitute personhood, such as love, the passion for meaning, the capacity to praise, etc., can hardly be regarded as demands of reason, though reason must offer direction as to what is worthy of being loved or praised. Their justification is in their being required for being human. Here's a basic difference between the Greek and the biblical conception of man. To the Greek mind, human is above all a rational being. Rationality makes us compatible with the cosmos. To the biblical mind, human is above all a commanded being, a being of whom demands may be made. The central problem is not what is being, but rather what is required of me. So, I think that what a lot of people miss is this, actually, I think what makes many of us live in anxiety. The cause of anxiety is that there's a call, there's a demand. It's a constant hum. It's like that hum, that you get when the mic isn't right. You know, the thing that was making Harriet crazy, that little tinge. Well, really, that is what happens to all of us and for all of us. There's always a call. There's always a demand. There's always something that's being required of us from the ineffable one. And what happens is that I think that the basis of anxiety is that I have this call. I can't really even understand it. I'm not tuned into it. Or I have this call and I don't want to answer it. I don't want to do what's required of me. I think that recovery and relapse are absolute examples of that. When people first come into Beit Shuvah or a recovery treatment center, they're given a guide in how to stay sober in some places and hear how to be in recovery. Now, that set of circumstances is that you're required to do something. There's a demand on us. To be in recovery, I have to fulfill the demand that's being called out to me. For 30 plus years, I've fulfilled this command. I've heard it and I've lived it. Sometimes better, sometimes worse, and I've never not responded to it. Well, the same is true in all of life. The good news about people who are in recovery is that we know it. I feel bad for people who aren't in recovery because something's being demanded of them and they don't even know it. So for me, this piece is so powerful because it just talks about what is. That constant call, that constant disruption of my selfishness, my self-centeredness, my egotism, my mendacity, my entitlement, even my anger. It disrupts me, that call, because it says, no, there's something else required. There's something else that you need to be doing, and you have to respond to this other thing. I don't want to. Doesn't matter. Because not responding to it makes me, A, more anxious, more angry, and even crazier than I am. So we have a choice. We do have the choice not to respond. But not responding is what addiction is. Whether you use drugs, alcohol, booze, or just life. When we don't respond to that demand, we are the problem. Recovery, as Harriet says, you don't have to be an addict to be in recovery. Recovery is responding to the demand, appreciating what's being required of us, saying yes to the call of the ineffable one. That's the secret sauce of recovery. That's the power, that's the foundation of Beit Shuvah. Shabbat Shalom. We continue with a niggin. A niggin is a wordless melody. Blow out the schmutz of the week. Blow it out and breathe in the joy of Shabbos. Anybody have any schmutz this week? Anybody got any schmutz besides me? Let's blow it out.
Yeah.
All right, on page 7, Shalom Aleichem.
Shalom Aleichem, Malachei Yasharet, Malachei Elyon. Bimelech, Bimelech, Malachei Amlachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Boachem b'shalom, Malachei Shalom, Malachei Elyon. Bimelech, Bimelech, Malachei Amlachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu.
Okay, on page, I don't know what page it's on, 8.
Page 8.
And on the screen is Shiru Ladonai. Okay, now we need Aaron A., Luke, Nimi, James F., and Glow to help with tzedakah. Tzedakah is not... you know, it says here up on the screen, we can't be satisfied with merely feeding the poor. Our great ideal is to prevent poverty. Now, that's the ideal. It's not going to happen. We know the poverty will always be here. That's why tzedakah is so important. Because when we know that poverty is always going to be here, then somebody who needs tzedakah is not, oh, you poor thing. It's not some largesse that we're doing. We're not being beneficent. What we're doing is we're making sure that we're taking care of our corner of the world. No person ever made it just on their own. I use Bill Gates as an example. If nobody bought Microsoft, Bill Gates would be broke. Think about it. There have been people who have come up with great things and nobody bought it and they died poor. So nobody's self-made, self-contained. Tzedakah gives us the opportunity to understand that and to appreciate it. Tzedakah is so important that even the beggar has to do tzedakah. It's crazy. I'm poor. Why are you asking me for it? Because you have to know that you have a seat at the table. You have something to give. No matter how little, how small. Everybody participates. And that, of course, leads us to tshuva. Tshuva is required of us. There's a constant demand, a constant call to all of us to do tshuva, or teshuvah, depending on how you want to say it. Nicole says that I'm not consistent with it. We do tshuva at Beit Teshuvah. Drives Nicole crazy. Right? Welcome to my world. After all this time, you don't know that I don't make sense? So, really, when you think about it, there's a constant demand. Have you ever met somebody who is incapable of doing tshuva, of saying, you know, I made a mistake? Have you ever met anybody like that? Now, most of us get pissed off. Like, what do you mean? And really, we have to look at them as pathetic. Show them divine pathos. Because they are refusing to hear that call, that demand, that requires us to do tshuva. Have you ever met anybody who just can't be grateful? Just feels like, I got it coming? Right? None of our residents have ever felt entitled. I know that. Right, residents? So, when you think about this, it's pathetic that somebody can't do that. I mean, people have said to me, every week you say something about Harriet. Because every week I want everybody to know how grateful I am. And telling people, oops, I made a mistake, and I'm so grateful for you. That's a constant call that comes from deep in our souls, deep in our beingness. And when we refuse to do it, it makes us isolated, makes us alone, and really makes us miserable. So the beauty of tshuva is it gives us freedom. Freedom just to be. And we do tshuva out loud, and Medina's going to have the microphone tonight. Might as well get Micah first.
Yeah, get it out of the way. Thank you. My name's My name's Micah. I'm a very grateful resident of this community. And for the last 11 months, until yesterday, I was a grateful resident of this community. It's my first time doing one of these. I'm pretty nervous. I don't know, it's hard for me to exaggerate the gratitude I feel to be here. Before I got here, I was totally strung out on heroin. And it was really, really difficult. And you know, all of us here who deal with addiction are really up against a lot. And you know, from here, I can really see what I was up against before, whereas I couldn't see it before. And I mean, there's no guarantee that everything's going to go great, but I feel like I have a chance. And I don't know, before I intellectually knew that there was this thing called hope and that things could be okay, but I didn't feel it. And yeah, I don't want to ramble too much, but it's a great deal of gratitude I feel for this opportunity. I feel so lucky, and there are so many out there who don't get opportunities like this. And you know, I want to thank Harriet and Rabbi Mark for creating this place. I've come to love it, and I'm going to miss it. And I'm going to keep coming back around, and it's a real privilege to be on stage here. It's really one of the pleasures of my life to be up here doing what I know how to do. And I want to keep doing it. So thank you.
Hi, my name is Larry. I'm a grateful member of this community, and as of tonight, a member of the congregation. Wish I did so I could sit in one of these nice seats over here. So it's been a little more than 2 years since I left here. I spent a year here, 10 years of deconstructing my life, and having the opportunity to spend a year here reconstructing it has been very important to me. So I'm settled now in Los Angeles, starting my new venture, developing relationships in a new life, and I couldn't be happier and more grateful to this place and what it's meant to me. Thank you.
Good evening. My name is Terry, grateful member of the community, drug addict, alcoholic, and I've been challenged to do this tonight. I am filled with a special amount of gratitude. I'm a bicyclist, and yesterday I was hit by a car laid out on the pavement in Burbank Boulevard in the valley in front of the police station. And you know something? Man, like I walked away from it. A really nice woman stopped, and she drove me home. Put my bike in her car in her trunk, and drove me home. And I got home and walked around the living room, and I said, "Man, everything works. Everything works. I'm okay. You know, I don't have a scratch. You know," and I felt a level of it could have gone completely different. And I have so much gratitude. I felt so protected. And I think maybe it had something to do with the fact that when I ride, when it's cool, when the weather's cool, I wear my Beit Teshuvah hoodie. It's true. Anyways, I'm just really grateful to be here and be standing here. And thank you.
I'm James, grateful member of this community. I need to make tshuva and some gratitude here. First, my tshuva is to the entire community here of Beit Tshuva. I don't understand this part of my addiction yet, but I'm coming to terms with it. And my tshuva to the community is I'm not going to leave. This is my community. It's the only community I've known. And wow. I mean, just studying with Rabbi Mark, and I mean, it's a good group of people here. I just love this place, and it's done nothing but great things for me. And it's brought me wholeness in the past, the capacity to be responsible, accountable to people and myself. And I let that go. And so my tshuva to all of you, to myself, and to my God, is to do the next right action, show you through my own actions that I'm here to stay for good. And I love you, and I want to make another tshuva to Laura Bagish for creating an empty hole and really not being man enough to come talk to you and let you know what's going on with me. And I'm sorry for hurting you. I'm sorry for not being accountable. And just through my actions, I can only show you that, you know, we can maybe start again with our friendship and as potential colleagues someday. Thank you. That's it.
Hi, my name is Chaya. I'm a grateful member of this community. Hi, Chaya. First of all, Harriet, I really don't know how I ever survived without you. Also, I was just thinking, I really love my home here, but for so many reasons. I had many difficult thoughts today that went through my mind, and because I feel safe and supported in my home, I was able to change it and turn it into something else. And I just wanted to say to any new people and anyone just struggling in general, it's so possible to do something different. I think that's the power of tshuva, but in many aspects of our life, and you are supported and cared for here genuinely. And again, Harriet, Rabbi, Sergio, thank you very much.
Hi, my name is Mike. I'm a very grateful member and of this community and also a resident. So today is my last day running the Hollow program. I've been doing it for 6 months, and I just really want to express my gratitude to Beta Tshuva. This program really held me accountable and kept me responsible. And I honestly didn't even know what Hollow was before I came here. And I'm not sure how much work goes into it. There's a lot of responsibility, and you're baking all the dough, waking up at 4 a.m. and baking it. And to all the people I worked with, all my starting with Alan and Ian and Nicole and Jenny and Eric Bader and the new intern Judy, the new interns, Zach, Cynthia, and Alex. I really hope you guys learn from me as much as I learned from you. Rabbi Mikhael, thank you for coming and teaching us at 2 o'clock when we moved it, taking the time of your day to come and give us lessons. So the residents, you guys came through every Thursday and helped us braid. A lot of love really goes into this challah. And Jackie, you're such a special woman. I know sometimes we're a pain in each other's asses, but that's only because we're really passionate about what we do. But you really made a big impact in my life, and I want you to know how special you are and how much I love you. Thank you.
Hello, my name is Josh. I'm a grateful member of this community. This is nerve-wracking. Nervous, but I gotta get out of my comfort zone. because I'm playing safe right now, and I need to stop playing safe and challenge myself daily. So, and I made a promise to a couple people that I'm gonna start doing teshuva and gratitudes. And I just wanted to say, I should have said this 2 weeks ago, or at least last week. Thank you to the residents that supported me for my when I picked up my cake. You guys were very supporting. It meant a lot to me. My treatment team, which is not here, but I'm thankful for them too, because they've been pushing me and trying to get me out of my comfort zone. So, Rabbi Mark, you're the best. Thank you for earlier today to make me realize that I need to challenge myself and get out of that little comfort zone and start venturing and doing something different than outside my little circle. Harriet, thank you again for your dream, because if it wasn't for your dream, this wouldn't be possible. My buddy here, thank you for the cake that you made. It was beautiful and it was delicious. And everybody else, if I forgot something, I'll swear I'll say it next Friday.
My name is Shelley. I'm an alcoholic. Thank you for celebrating my birthday last week. A little bit about me. I was married for 41 years. My husband and I, we were called a dynamic duo. And unfortunately, for the last couple of years, he's not been part of my duo. But today, he would have turned 29 also. So a few of us decided to go to his gravesite. It's a really pretty gravesite, little pretty 6 little palm trees, a little fence so he wouldn't get out. The rabbi helped me with the wording that went on his gravestone. It was part of the St. Francis prayer, because he did bring light where there was darkness. I remember the rabbi being so kind with the words. And the rabbi also allowed us to have a memorial for him in the other building. But what was so cool, it's 2 people that he's tried to help for very many years. And I did have 2 candles on me, and we decided to light them, and we left them there for 29 years. And even with all the wind going on, those candles wouldn't stop burning. And I left him my own coin, and we all said something about him. And I was grateful that I got to know him all these years, and I got to have a message with him. And thank you again for having this place, Harriet and Rabbi Mark, where I could come and feel a part of something bigger than myself. Thank you.
Hi, I'm Brett. I'm a grateful member of this community. I'd like to express my gratitude that Bet Teshuva has allowed me to take over the Mind and Body program. It's about time I started doing something for my soul, and it's really helped me get through a tough time. And I'm very grateful for the opportunity.
And I'm grateful. I'm grateful for a lot, I got to tell you, okay? It's just overflowing. I want to say how grateful I am to Russell and Meryl Kern. The past couple of days, they have this company, Liftique, and they have used Beit Shuba, our music department, for their radio spots, their jingles, and they have a commercial that they're doing, and they just, they use Glenn and a bunch of Glenn's friends, actually, from all over the country. And for their commercial, they just did 2 days of recording at Paramount Studios, and because our recording spot, our recording studio isn't set up completely yet, and Nate was there, and he, you sang, right?
I got to sing in a $20,000 microphone.
Well, I want you to remember that experience, because you're not going to have it here. Just saying. But it was an amazing thing. The engineer that they brought in is like world renowned. I mean, better than world class. And he loved Nate. Recorded something of yours, right? Yeah. And so I'm grateful because, you know, a lot of people talk about, well, you know, I'd like to do something for Beit Tshuva and, you know, one of these days and all that kind of stuff. And you two actually not only put up your money, you put up your energy. Not only are generous with your finances, you're generous with your spirit. The amount of people that you touch because you give them a break, because you say, I have faith in you. It's just beyond. I can't even describe it. And what it does is, Nate came in today and he thought he died and went to heaven. Glenn said, it's just too crazy. And Max was raving about being in the studio. And Luca had an amazing experience too, right? And it's all because you believe. And not only do you believe, you take the action. And that's, it's tzedakah, it's tshuva, it's really hearing that call, that demand. And I'm really grateful to both of you because you both make it happen. And I'm also I'm grateful to the residents because you also make it happen. And when you're not willing to hear the call, you're willing to hear us beat the call into you. And that's a willingness, you know. And I'm grateful to all of you who come back. Really. Not just the birthdays, but the people who come back to support the birthdays who just come back. It's really, it's what makes our community a community. And I think, you know, you don't get enough credit for that. And I want you to know how appreciative I am and how much it means to all of us. And I'm grateful to the band. They're so great, right? I mean, aren't they wonderful? And Harriet, I'm grateful to you. I'm grateful to you because you're able to go beyond reason. You're able to go beyond what your reason tells you. You're unafraid to have egg on your face. You know, when you back somebody, when you talk about somebody, when you believe in somebody and then they don't follow through, right? You feel stupid. Anybody ever have that experience? And no matter how many times that's happened, you have never let that stop you from believing. And even when everybody else says, you're crazy, you hear that call and you know what's required of you, and you answer that call day in and day out. You don't let how things look or might look stop you from taking the next right action. You don't let what someone did before stop you from seeing the beauty of their soul and hearing their call to you. And because of that, we all live. And not only exist, but we live well. Because you know how to both hear the call and demand of us the best that we can do in this moment. Shabbat Shalom. We continue with Mizmor Shir. Or no, we're doing Elohai Netzor.
Original. tongue from evil, to speak no lies and no deceit, only what's real. I ask my God to guard my tongue from evil, to speak no lies and no deceit, only what's true, only what's real.
Let my God be like a medicine for my soul that has a sickness. Teach me love for me and others. Give me strength, give me forgiveness.
I ask my God to guard my tongue from evil, to speak no lies and no deceit, only what's real. I ask my God to guard my tongue from evil, to speak no lies and no deceit, only what's true, only what's real. Let me follow your commandments. Set me free from this abyss. Free my heart with joy and gladness. Lead me to your holiness. I ask my God to guard my tongue from evil, to speak no lies and no deceit, only what's real. I ask my God to guard my tongue from evil, to speak no lies and no deceit, only what's true, only what's real. To those who curse me, may my soul be unresponsive. Let it be like dust to all. Please, God, don't let me fall. Let it be like dust to all. Please, God, don't let me fall. Shabbat tov leodod Adonai uzamer leshimcha elyon uzamer leshimcha elyon Mizmor shir le'yom haShabbat tov leodod Adonai uzamer leshimcha elyon uzamer leshimcha elyon
Yeah, David. Yeah, Laura. We're not done yet. It's time to welcome in the Shabbos bride with Lecha Dodi, or as Rabbi would say, Lecha Doidi. Here we go. Let's kick it up. Bring Shabbos in. Yeah, yeah. Happen. All right, let's all turn over to the door over here. We're going to welcome in the Shabbos bride as we join Cantor for the last verse. Yeah. So let's bring the birthdays up to light Shabbos candles so we can bring Shabbos in all the way now for us. Start thinking about that Shabbos blessing that they're going to follow Cantor with. Here's coming up on the top here, guys. It's you guys. It's you guys. Give us a little nice musical cue here. Here we go. So we can cover our eyes so we don't see anything until we open our eyes after the blessing, and it's Shabbos.
Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, asher kidshanu b'mitzvotav, v'tzivanu lehadlik
Amen, amen. Now it's the original now that Rachel's going to sing with the band. Rewrite My Song.
Thank you for the help I can and cannot see, for everything you do that allows me to be me, for seeing me as whole when I cannot rise above, for blessing me with a pray you'll be the voice in me. Help me rewrite my song. Tried to fill the emptiness with anything but you. When I can't remember who I am and I don't know what to do. I forget my melody, the reflection of your rays. Help my heart to sing again. I surrender to your embrace. Help me to be holy. Help me elevate. Help me walk in dignity. Help me know it's not too late. Looking toward tomorrow. Make me humble. Make me strong. I pray you'll be the voice in me. Help me rewrite my song.
And that was written by Cantor Shira Fox and Chris Harden.
And Chris Harden. Shira Fox and Chris Harden wrote that. That's right. Yeah, so nice. That was wonderful, Rachel. Thank you so much. Wow. Another Shabbos. Here we are. And I'm grateful that all of you are here in spite of the rain. This is the place to be when it's raining, in case you hadn't noticed. You know. That's right. There's no rain inside here. God willing. So this week's Torah portion, Tetzaveh, is a continuation of the instructions that God is giving to Moses while he's up on top of the mountain regarding the preparation of Israel's cultic worship. This week, the Torah portion deals with the direction for making a ner tamid, an eternal light, the garments for the priest, the garments of the Kohen Gadol, the high priest, plus a detailed set of instructions for a 7-day initiation for Aaron and his 4 sons into the priesthood. Oh boy, we've got more weeks of this coming. Because once God gives all the directions, we're going to make it piece by piece as well. So I want to refer to, in this Torah portion, just one small piece, the verses that refer to what's called the tzitz, that the Kohen Gadol wears. And you shall make tzitz of pure gold, and you shall engrave upon it the engravings of a seal, says holy to Adonai. We know the word tzitzit, and that's the strings, the threads that are on the prayer shawls, if you look at them, or if you're an Orthodox Jew, you wear a talit katan, it has tzitzit on it, the threads. This is just the tzitz. So this is our verse, and okay, thank you for changing already, but okay, you can go ahead and turn that up. So it continues, attach a string of blue to it, so it'll be on the turban, and it should be facing the front of the turban, and it shall be on Aaron's forehead. And you can see we've got the picture of it up there, what the high priest could have been wearing. And if you look really carefully, you can see under his white turban a strip of gold right here. That's the tzitz, and on it is engraved Kodesh Ladonai, holy to Adonai. So let's talk about the word Kodesh first. Holiness. The word Kodesh, and we hear that word and the root of it in Kadosh, Kadosh, Kadosh that we do on Shabbos, really means to be set apart. The word holy, Kadosh, Kodesh, really means to be set apart. We also hear the root of the word in the word Kiddush, and we hear it in Kaddish. Kiddush, Shabbat is set apart from the rest of the week. Kaddish, God and God's name is set apart from everything else. That's what we do when we do Kiddush and Kaddish. So I want to read this verse, Kodesh Ladonai, as not as holy to Adonai, but as set apart for Adonai. Set apart for Adonai. Now, if you think about the role of the high priest on Yom Kippur, The days prior to Yom Kippur, he would be studying the laws and the rules that have to do with what he's got to do on this very auspicious day. And then 7 days prior to Yom Kippur, he separates himself from everybody, including his family, and he withdraws into a room in the temple. And he remains under supervision just up until prior to Yom Kippur. And he's escorted by the elders to a chamber where he receives instructions about how to do the incense service that's going to happen. And on Yom Kippur, very early in the morning, he's escorted to where he's going to go to mikveh 5 different times that are required. And each time that he leaves the mikveh, he washes his hands and feet separately using a gold vessel made only for this purpose. And then he would then make 3 separate incense offerings, and then dawn would come and the real work would begin. So you can see that the people would look at the high priest in all of his ritual garb, that they would understand he was very special. He was set apart from everybody else. He was going through all of these rites of deep, serious ritual purity designed to prepare him for this very special work he was going to do. We're also taught that all of the clothes that the Kohen Gadol wore atoned for something. For instance, the turban on his head atoned for the sin of pride, and the breastplate, the choshen that he wears, was for the miscarriage of justice. And the ephod, it's the thing underneath that looks kind of like an apron, was for the sin of idolatry. And the tzitz that he wore was for the sin of arrogance. Interestingly enough, the Zohar, one of the mystical books in Judaism, teaches us that the Kohen Gadol, the high priest, could observe whether the words that were written on his tzitz, holy to God, they were reflected in the face of the person that was standing in front of him. In other words, is that person standing in front of me arrogant or not? And in good fashion, we are taught then that if you have an arrogant nature, your ancestors must have been in the era of Rav, the mixed multitude who were not at Mount Sinai. But if your ancestors had been there at Mount Sinai, you would have received the trait of humility. I'm reminded by Parker J. Palmer in his book, The Hidden Wholeness, that sometimes we need a means to find a way to talk to our inner teacher. He speaks about a process with a focus person in a group. Focus person is someone who is wrestling with an inner issue, and he has 4 to 6 people around him serving on his clearness committee. And through a process of mirroring, the committee reflects back to him, back to that focus person, what they've heard and what they've seen. So what is it like for you to have somebody reflect back to you what they see and hear? Truly reflect back what you have said and what you look like. What is it like to have somebody really see you and really hear you? David Richo, in his book Shadow Dance, that Harriet and I have been using in a group, reminds us that the abhorred features of our own personality are projected as repulsion, rejection, or dislike of others who demonstrates the very traits we hate in ourselves. And the disowned talents and the creative potentials in us, they're projected as a strong admiration of others' talents or virtues that may seem unattainable by us. I guess seeing and hearing somebody accurately isn't really so easy because we've got all these filters on us that prevent us from seeing somebody else as they truly are. Things that affect our own hearing and our own vision. So what does all this have to do with Kodesh L'Adonai, being set apart for Adonai? Well, perhaps the high priest served a purpose once upon a time when there needed to be some kind of magical, theurgical mediator between us and God. But now the evolution of Judaism keeps the onus on us and not on some Christ-like Messiah doing the work of atonement for us. Oh yeah, enter the Garden of Eden. And it says in Genesis that Adonai Elohim formed the Adam, formed the human from the dust of the ground and breathed into its nostrils the breath of life. and the Adam, the human, became a living soul. See, that's a foundational piece for Beit Teshuvah. It's one of our core values. It's the number one core value. We are all holy souls. That is, we are already kadosh. We are already set apart. And our task is to realize that we are, or maybe remember that we are already unique human souls, unique beings, set apart from everything else because God breathed into us the breath of life. Believe it was the B'nai Yissaschar, his name was Rabbi Tzvi Elimelech of Dinov, that he said we are already marked as set apart by God. This is the letter Aleph. I want to show you this here. Some of you know what it is. Okay? The letter Aleph, he's asked us to look at it and how it's made. It's made of 3 parts, 2 yuds here and a vav. Okay? It's actually 3 different parts. Now, I want you to take a moment, look at the face of the person next to you. Choose somebody that's around you. Look at the face of somebody next to you. The B'nai Yissaschar says that if you pay attention to that person next to you, there are 2 eyes that look like 2 yuds, and the center line where your nose is that vav. There is 2 lines, right? Your 2 eyes and a vav here on your face. In other words, he teaches us that we have been stamped with the letter Aleph. We have been sealed like a royal letter, marked as created by God. So why the Aleph? Aleph is the first word for Elohim, God. It's the first word for Ahava, love, or Ahuva, you. And it's the number 1, Echad. It's also a shorthand for God's name, Yud-He, Vav-He. We are marked by God if we see the marking on somebody else's face. And that marking has another secret, let me tell you. This part of the face is actually called the chotam, which is also the word for seal in Hebrew. And the phrase from our verse today said, you will engrave upon it the engravings of a seal. Right? The engravings of a seal, that phrase is pituchei chotam. And I actually read that sometimes the openings of the chotam, the openings of this mark on our face. What are the openings of the chotam? The eyes, the nose, the ears, the mouth. So now how do we set apart for God? How do we become set apart for God? Be careful what we listen to. Be careful what we see. Be careful what we breathe in. Be careful what we put in our mouths. Be more careful what comes out of our mouths. That's what makes us set apart. That's what makes us set apart for God. We are marked by God already. We are created by God. We are each unique, holy souls that have come here to be in recovery, and we need to remember that we are set apart. And our task is to see our neighbor as set apart and marked by God also. That's the challenge, to see the neighbor as created and set apart by God, a unique, holy soul next to you. God willing, we can all be and live out being set apart by God. God willing, Shabbat Shalom. Let's stand and join together for the Baruch Hu.
Marechu et
please be seated and give your attention to Robert. He's going to give us a kavanah for the Shema.
Hi, good evening. My name is Robert, and I am a grateful member of this community.
Hey, Robert.
Why am I here? I am here because I never thought I could be. See, I have these two hands. On one hand, I am confident, I'm strong, and I'm optimistic about my recovery. On the other hand, I'm insecure, I'm afraid, and I'm unsure about my future. Since arriving at Beit Teshuvah, I have allowed myself to lean into confidence a little bit more and take some small steps, trying new things. So I joined the choir. Yay. Yeah. I don't think I've yet sang on key, but I'm really having a good time and I enjoy it. I've learned to read Hebrew. Thank you, Kobe. And I'm spending quality time with my 10-year-old daughter. Over the course of 10 years, I think there hasn't been a time where our connection has been stronger. It's really great. So I was sharing in our Teshuvah group about how I'm leaning into confidence, but I'm still struggling. I'm still struggling with my insecurity and, listening to self-doubt. I was heard. Rabbi Mikhail gave me this opportunity to be here with you this evening, to face a fear and stand here and come out of hiding. Thank you. Well, here I am. I made it. I really struggled. I accept the opportunity that he gave me, but immediately I was terrified. I started listening to, what if I fail? How do I become unafraid of judgment? And so for 3 weeks, I went through that process and I made it here this evening. So thank you all. So I ask you to please join me and take a moment of silence and think about a challenge that you're facing. And think about some of the things that are stopping you from reaching that goal. So please join me in that thought. Thank you. I leave you with this. Keep pushing through. Our recovery is worth it. And don't let fear get in your way. Thank you. Good Shabbos.
So let's find that quiet space again, and let's join together with Cantor and Robert in doing the Shema.
Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad.
עושה שלום במרומיו, הוא יעשה שלום עלינו. עושה שלום במרומיו, הוא יעשה שלום עלינו. עושה שלום במרומיו, הוא יעשה שלום עלינו. יעשה שלום. יעשה שלום, שלום עלינו ועל כל ישראל. יעשה שלום, יעשה שלום, שלום עלינו ועל כל ישראל. יעשה שלום במרומיו, הוא יעשה שלום עלינו. יעשה שלום במרומיו, הוא יעשה שלום עלינו. עושה שלום במרומיו, הוא יעשה שלום עלינו. יעשה שלום, יעשה שלום, Shalom Aleinu ve'al Yisrael. Yaseh Shalom, Yaseh Shalom, Shalom Aleinu ve'al Yisrael. I used to think that I was a freaking loser because I was a big alcoholic drug abuser. I came to Beit Yeshuva crawling on my hands and knees. I said to Rabbi Mark, take me in, oh baby please. I grew up in New York shooting powder China away. It's better than your Cali tar, don't put up a fight. I'm staying clean and sober, my drug using is over. I wake up every morning and I get to learn some Torah. I'm done with my step, I'm working on the rest. It's time to make amends and start cleaning up my mess. My future looks so bright cause the shoe has helped me grow. I gotta be a internship and Rabbi's like, oh no. I made a lot of friends and the Torah never ends. Remember everything I learned till I wear the pants. But Tshuva is my home, I never feel alone. I love to come to services and sing Oseh Shalom. Yaseh Shalom, Shalom Aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael. Yaseh Shalom, Yaseh Shalom, Shalom Aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael. Oh, oh,
All right, let's give it up one more time for Philip. He did the whole thing. Is it a good thing that I didn't hear what you said about the rabbi? Philip? Is it a good thing I couldn't understand what you were saying about the rabbi? Oh, I'm just wondering. Just curious, you know.
I said, I got a PF internship, and Rabbi's like, oh no.
Yeah, now you're going to get hired. I ask those who are saying Kaddish to please rise. If you're saying Kaddish for a yard site and or for the year mourning, if somebody's standing alone, please make sure they don't. As a community, we say Kaddish. We say Kaddish for the yard sites of Eleanor Karchmer, Reuben Cove, Brian Kaufman, Yale Hare, Jacob Whittlitz, Joseph Browner, and Jack Flynn. The year of mourning for Meredith Baskin, Patricia Beckerman, Todd Bird, Richard Block, Tricia Dinser, Bobby Dorn, Steve Katz, Dwight Keys, Jody Labov, Kobe Yaakov Levy, Rachel Machbitz, Hyman Miller, Brett Nadler, Isaiah Negretti, Ed Praver, Dee Dee Quinn, Gene Redstone, Michael Roth, Tyler Shamash, Erwin Shapiro, Michael Shapsis, Michael Sayelski, Phyllis Tell, Lester Trackman, Alice Weiss, Hannah Wilson, Donna Zivick.
Sister Benet Holland Phillips and Michael Cowboy Roy.
Zman Kari Bimru Amen. Yehi Shmei Rabba Mevarach Le'olam Malomei Maya Yitbarach V'yishtabach V'yitpar V'yitramam V'yitnaseh V'yitedar V'yitalev V'yitalal Shemei Dekudsha B'richu Le'ela Min Kol Birchata V'shirata Tushbechata V'nechemata Tamiran Bialma Bimru Amen. Yehi Shlama Rabba Min Shemaya V'chaim Aleinu V'al Kol Yisrael Bimru Amen. Osei Shalom Bimramav Hu Yasei Shalom Aleinu V'al Kol Yisrael Bimru Amen. May the one who makes peace in the high heavens send comfort to all who mourn. Amen. Please be seated. It's time for the birthdays. Birthdays.
So it's also going to be up there, but if you want it over here. Are you guys ready?
Sure.
Together.
O Lord my God, I cried unto you, and you did heal me. O Lord, you saved me from the peril and kept me alive. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, hagomer l'chayim tovo, shemalani kol tov.
Praised are you.
Praised are you, Adonai our God, ruler of the universe, who bestows good beyond our deserving, and who has dealt graciously with me.
Together. Mishagemalchem kol tov, uvitalchem kol tov selah. May one who cause you good always bestow goodness upon you. Amen.
Okay, so let's Daniel, you stay up there since it's a little bit like that. You guys go stand down there. Cakes, come on out. And then since there's only 3, 4, whoever wants to come up and give them a cake, go ahead. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Bella. Happy birthday to you. Keep coming back sober. Daniel, you go first.
Oh, okay.
Since you're up there.
Fantastic. Okay, so tonight's my 2 years, and I just want to start off by saying and laying out gratitude. My name's Daniel. I'm an alcoholic and a repentant drug addict, a pill popper mainly. Thank you to the donors who've helped make Beis Shuva possible. You know, without you, none of this is going to actually come together. Thank you, Rabbi and Harriet. Thank you to my counselors, Darren and Earl, and the rest of my treatment team, my friends on the PF staff. A special thank you to Rabbi Mikhael, who, when I didn't have a therapist here for, I think it was 6 months, you stepped in and took on that role. And to this date, he still is my spiritual advisor, and still about every 6 weeks, you give me a good solid ass kicking, so thank you for that. And to Dr. Friedman, who continues to see me, and my friends here at Beis Shuva, Once again, especially Harriet, who has taken me on under her wing as a supervisor and has been teaching me how to be a therapist here, which who would have thought a resident like me would actually be therapizing other residents, but somehow that happened. And a special thank you to my friends, Michael and Jeremy. You know, when I showed up here 2 years ago, I came from sleeping in a nice bed, drinking wine by myself, and I thought I was doing all right. Never mind the fact that it wasn't my house I was drinking wine in, you know, in the East Bay. And in reality, I was a shattered individual. That's the best way that I could really say who I was. I mean, I didn't know who I was. I couldn't even begin to wrap my brain around it. I had all these misconceptions, but Beis Shuvos really taught me how to be congruent and how to help me. And with the relationships I made here with my friends, you know, together we have kind of crawled out of the mouth of hell, and we did it by leaning on one another and by the community here. So thank you.
Shabbat Shalom. I am Michael Ittman, and I am a drug addict and an alcoholic working on recovery. Thank you. First and foremost, I want to thank Harriet. I'm going to get emotional tonight because I'm grateful for having my life back. Rabbi, thank you. I want to thank Beit Teshuvah, the congregation, and the donors for my life back. My family and my kids, my 6-year-old daughter, Lisa, and my 2-year-old son, Benjamin, would like to thank you for my life back. I want to make sure the residents of Beit Teshuvah understand something. This is a gift. This is a gift. I looked at it when I was here as a gift, and I look at it today that it was a gift. Please take this opportunity to work with the clinical staff and your treatment team. Please. My second message is that I believe this is possible for each and every one of us. I do believe that in my heart. There has to be a willingness and an effort on your part to take this gift. Please do that. I had a list that was a page long. I was told to keep it to a minimum. The people that I love know that I love them. And so I'm going to keep it short. I want to thank Danny, who's my roommate. I want to thank Jeremy for being an excellent roommate. I want to thank my dear friend Brittany. And then I also want to take a moment and do some teshuvah. I've had 2 years of sobriety, one inside this beautiful home and one outside this home. I've made a lot of mistakes this year being outside of this house. And I am sorry for those things. And to make amends for that, I will do my best moving forward in this year to keep being the best son and father and friend that I can be. I also want to share something that Rabbi Mark shared with me often in some of our sessions. And this is what I want to leave you with. And I use this weekly. He used to say to me, repeat after me. I will not use, no matter what. Thank you.
Hi, I'm Olivier, a grateful member of the community. Before I get into anything, I would just like to start my gratitude. Thank you to Harriet and Rabbi Mark for, having a place where I can come and, learn the skills and tools to get my life back in order and, live the life that I feel I was destined to always live that slipped away from me. They are not here, but thank you to Rachel, Janet, and Mike of Alternative Sentencing for interviewing me when I was incarcerated and allowing me to, helping me in the process to getting accepted here. Thank you to Rabbi Mikhail for constantly challenging me in my spiritual sessions. And we are reading Heschel right now, and it's very interesting to view the world from his eyes. Thank you to Michael Sachs, my counselor, always believed in me from the beginning and definitely pushed me and challenged me in ways so that I could, to promote the most growth in my life, for sure. So I appreciate that. And my therapist, Xander, he's not here, but thank you to him, too. Thank you to the good, solid friends that I've made here. And, I definitely wouldn't have been able to do it without them. So definitely thanks to them. They know who they are. I'm not going to drop names or anything. I'll just get right into it real quick. When I came here, my initial thought was I didn't want to be sober. And I didn't even know what being sober was. I've never tried to be sober before in my life. This is my first shot at it. And, I can say that today I am glad that I listened to what they told me when I first came here, which is to hold on, because it has paid off tremendously. My family and I are in great standing. I'm able to show up for them. I'm able to be the son and the cousin and the nephew and the grandson that, I should have been to them the whole time. And, I guess better late than never, but, that's me now. Other things fall into place too. I have a great job, relationships, friendships. Oh, shit. Shoot, already? All right. Well, all right. Thank you very much, and I really appreciate it. Thank you.
I'm Philip, and I am a ridiculously grateful member of this community. So, Rabbi, I heard a rumor that on any given Friday night, you save the person you like the best for last. So, I'm really flattered. When I got to Beit Teshuvah, I was probably at the lowest bottom I'd ever had. I was suicidal. I was lost. I have no direction. I had no idea what I wanted to do with my life. Due to the way that I grew up, the idea of Jewish rehab is not something I wanted to ever deal with. And I struggled in the beginning, but then I decided to give this place a real shot. And look, Rabbi and Harriet, I have this whole thing written about how I'm pretty sure you guys are wizards because this is such a magical place. But I'm just gonna say thank you. I'm still pretty sure you are wizards, but you guys have created this place that you've given me my life back. You've given my parents back their son, my siblings back their brother. I'm, for the first time in my life, actually happy. So thank you to my family, who is not here because they're in New York, but they'll watch this when it's uploaded to YouTube. You guys have never given up on me. You've always seen something in me that I didn't even see in myself. And nowadays, when I call you and I talk to you on the phone, I can hear the nachas in your voice about how proud you are. And it just makes me feel so incredible that, like, I can actually make you feel that way. And I love you guys so much. My counselors, Michael Sachs, Earl, Xander, Rabbi Tova, and when I got here, Rabbi Andy. Look at this. We did it. I'm a real human being, you know. I have emotions and compassion, which is just like, I'm a productive member of society, and you guys are amazing. I'm also pretty sure you guys are wizards. My coworkers, counseling staff, you're the greatest people I have ever worked with and the greatest job that I have ever had. And I love all of you so much, but I have to call out two of you, Brittany and Kaylee. I love you two so much. And when we found out that I was getting hired, you both had the exact same reaction, which was, oh my God, Meatball, this is amazing. Now we can really be best friends, and it won't be weird because you won't be a resident. And you can come over and we can binge watch stuff and we can have sleepovers. Invitation accepted. The rest of my friends here, when I got here, I hated myself so much. But you guys saw something in me, and you loved me until I could love myself. And now I have the greatest group of friends anybody could ever ask for, and I love you all. And last, I swear I'm almost done, the residents. It is an honor and a privilege to be able to work with you guys. When you get welcomed in, you know, we scream to you, hold on. And sometimes that's all you can do, but we're here for you. You have a whole community here. Come to us in the counseling office. We're here to counsel you when you need it, to direct you when it's time for Shabbos cleanup and you've forgotten where the sanctuary is. As if it were Narnia. Oh, perhaps it is in the men's lounge. I love all of you. Thank you so much.
Meatball, huh? So in the midst of all this gratitude, we also have to remember that there are people who are ill. Ill in body, ill in mind, and ill in spirit. So we say, Mishaberach Avolteinu v'Imotenu hu yivarech v'yarpeh hacholim. May the one who blessed our ancestors, Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, Sarah, Rebecca, Rachel, and Leah, blessed us in the desert, blessed us at the sea, bless us here, bless us in Israel, bless us all over. Send blessings of healing. Healing being that we're going to listen. We're going to hear. And people who are ill can speak up. And they can ask for what they need, and we can be responsive. That the people we pray for hear the demand, the call, for them to know that they're loved, and for us to hear the demand to respond. Please put out the names for those you pray for. Kadosh Baruch Hu, send them a complete healing, a healing of the body and a healing of the soul, and let it happen right now. Let's say. Amen. Please join in the Misha Berach.
מי שבירה אבותינו אברהם יצחק ויעקב שרה רבקה רחל ולאה הוא יברך וירפא את החולים.
Announcements. So we have a lot of announcements, but Nancy wants to give one.
Thank you. I'm Nancy, grateful member of this community. And I want to remind everyone to come out next Saturday here at, I believe, 7 o'clock. We are doing A Funny Thing Happened on My Way to Rehab. It's a comedy show with some great comedians, a great MC, and we even have someone flying in from Cincinnati. And it should be a lot of fun. So please, please come out. We're asking for a $15 donation, but we want everyone to come and enjoy the evening. It should be fun. Thanks, Rabbi.
And the sister is having a meeting, their next chapter meeting on this Sunday, December 15th, at what time? 10:30, February 17th. Did I say a different month? December, that's what I thought I said. Okay, the BTS Marathon team, we need your support, we need your help. You can contact Jillian to make a donation. Our talent show, yeah! Our talent show is going to be on March 16th. And the Havdalah is going to start at 6:30, followed by the show at 7. We have a suggested donation of $18. Our spring adult education class is meeting every Tuesday. This week, Rabbi Carey is going to continue with God and Me Awkward. I don't know what that means, but come to the class and find out. So, no, you're not sorry. Sorry means that you would change. You'll never change. Okay, so also, if you know any rabbinical, cantorial, or chaplaincy students, we're going to have an open house on February 24th, so that you can they can come and learn about Beit Shuvah and maybe an internship or something. Also on Friday, March 8th. Friday, March 8th is going to be a great evening. We're going to have Rolling Stone Shabbat.
Come on, give it up.
And it's just an amazing, amazing experience. This Monday night, we're going to have the Shloshim, a service for Trisha D. at 7:30. And we want to thank tonight's sponsors, Shelley Compel and Phillips, Ima, and Abba. With a beautiful word. Did you read it? So that's 2. We need 3 more. 3 more. I can't do anything. I can't even go on. Daniel, that's 1. Meryl, that's 2. Gal, thank you. That's 3. We got any more? Just in case. I figure if we're on the roll, why not? Okay. So we got Shabbos covered. You got it? Okay. And I want to thank Nicole. And Sophia is our new intern in this department. So she's had a week of shell shock. Most of all, we want to wish everybody a great Shabbos. Aziv Azim Rasya.
All right, we're going to do this all together like we do every week. Ozi Bezim Radia Vaya Hili Lishua Ozi Bezim Radia Vaya Hili Lishua This side, join me. Ozi Vezim Radia Vaya Hili Lishua Ozi Vezim Radia Vaya Hili Lishua. Going up.
We're gonna go down.
Ozi Vezim Radia Vaya Hili Lishua Ozi Vezim Radia Vaya Hili Lishua. Vaya Hili Lishua Ozi Vezim Radia Vaya Hili Lishua Ozi Vezim Radia Vaya Hili Lishua Ozi Vezim Radia Vaya Hili Lishua.
Please rise for the short Kiddush.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam borei peri hagafen.
Amen.
Amen.
Grab a piece of the challah, a piece of something that's got a piece of the challah, but
Watch where you grab that piece. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam hamotzi lechem min haaretz. Amen.
good Shabbos residents. Set it up for dinner. Thank you. Good.